96.9 WBZH and 101.1 WHSM, Hayward's home for real news and great conversation. Here's your daily news roundup.
From the Civic Media Newsroom, I'm Connie Fellman. Some Green Bay voters got duplicate absentee ballots in the mail over the weekend due to a printing error. The city sent out an alert that the clerk's office mailed just over 5,000 absentee ballots on Wednesday and Thursday for the August primary. On Saturday, they say staff discovered some voters received a duplicate ballot. The city is mailing letters to each affected voter. Green Bay City Clerk Celestine Jeffries issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "I regret the printing error that occurred. I assure our voters that only one ballot per eligible voter will be tabulated." Jeffries encouraged anyone with questions to contact the clerk's office directly. A Madison priest accused of child sex crimes will no longer serve as a religious leader in the Catholic Church. The Diocese of Madison made the announcement Thursday morning. Andrew Showers was arrested in August of 2025 after agreeing to meet with a minor who ended up being an undercover sergeant posing as a 14-year-old girl. In a letter from Bishop Donald Hying, he explained that Showers petitioned for a dispensation from his priestly obligations with Pope Leo XIV, granting the petition. Showers cannot be referred to as father or reverend, wear the Roman collar, or perform acts of ministry. Wisconsin will avoid a costly federal penalty on food stamp benefits after keeping its error rate below a key limit. That's according to state and federal officials. Governor Tony Evers said the state stayed under the 6% threshold, meaning it won't have to pay up to $205 million next year. The USDA reports Wisconsin's error rate was 5.7%, lower than the national average of 10.6%. The program, known as Food Share, helps thousands of families across Wisconsin. A Wisconsin energy company will pay $275,000 for failing to report a pipeline leak fast enough. The Department of Justice says a settlement with Enbridge was reached last week over a 2019 spill in Fort Atkinson. Investigators say the company failed to quickly report the release of a hazardous substance as required by state law. State leaders say the law is meant to hold companies accountable when spills happen. What started as a well-meaning effort to save a national symbol turned tragic in Adams County. Authorities say a 72-year-old man drowned while trying to rescue an injured eagle in Pentonwell Lake. Investigators say he became trapped in underwater debris near shore, and he was not wearing a life jacket. His body was recovered Wednesday after a large search effort. A long-discussed rail connection between Milwaukee and Madison is a step closer to reality, with the state now seeking major federal funding. Wisconsin has applied for a $218 million grant to help expand Amtrak's service between the two cities. The proposal includes 2 daily round trips and new stations in Pewaukee and Watertown, with service possibly starting by 2030. The state would also pay part of the cost and provide ongoing support to operate the line. A decision from federal officials is expected in the months ahead. Get ready to feel like it's 100 degrees or higher outside with the heat and humidity headed our way. More than half our state is under an extreme heat warning from the National Weather Service, starting at noon today until Tuesday evening. Health experts say heat-related risks like heat exhaustion and heat stroke become much more likely under these conditions. They recommend drinking plenty of water and try to avoid being outside during the hottest time of the day between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you do have to be outside, make sure to wear light, loose clothing and take breaks from the heat often. More details coming up in weather. And that's your state news update. I'm Connie Fellman for Civic Media News.
The Brewers homestand continues. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports from American Family Field, where the Brewers opening a 4-game series tonight against the Reds. The Crew with a long stretch to the All-Star break. Yesterday, they lost to the Cubs 4-3 in extra innings before another sold-out crowd of over 42,000 in Milwaukee. I spoke to Craig Counsell in the visiting manager's office after the Cubs won the series 2-1.
I've always said this. I've said this for the last 20 years. Is that like this? It's unique when you go to a stadium that kind of feels like fans for both teams, that those are always unique atmospheres. It almost feels like there's more people here because there's always cheering going on. Like we played well. We played a fun series, and it's a really good baseball team.
Now, Brewers manager Pat Murphy, recovering from back surgery last week, left the ballpark right after the game. Brewers hitting coach Jason Lane.
We have a collaboration of guys, and Murph's still around, and the situation he's in trying to recover and stuff, I think it's went as smooth as it could.
With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
It is going to be sunny, breezy, hot, and muggy today. Our high right around 92 this afternoon with a heat index approaching 100 this afternoon. Tonight, windy, partly cloudy, scattered storms. Our low dropping to 71. Tomorrow, warm and muggy afternoon storms with a high of 91. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Hayward News Roundup from WBZH and WHSM. Find more news anytime at wbzh.fm/news. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.